It's podcast time. Come on, grab your friends. We'll talk about various topics with Chance and Blaine and Spencer the humans. The fun will never end. It's podcast time.
And what's up, Internet?
Hey guys,
How's it going?
Hey, the cheerleader effect here with a very late podcast. Not only late in the week, late in the fucking day, man.
Yeah, it's after midnight.
It's after midnight, and
it's late.
yeah. And you know, I kind of pitched the idea of shortening the podcast before because, as I pointed out, sitting there for 2 fucking hours editing the damn thing.
Yeah.
I don't,
And not even editing it. I don't edit it that much.
Yeah.
right.
I have to listen to it to make sure there are things I don't want
Right.
to
Take out
see,
dead
yeah.
air or
if there
specific names
is
or
shit
something like that.
that I need to edit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking time consuming.
I
Because
imagine
like I
so.
said, I'll start playing Terraria
Right.
and I'll fucking get sidetracked and I'll have to start 30 minutes before again.
Yeah. That's completely fair.
But yeah, so I guess we're gonna try to keep this fucking short because
That sounds good.
That's cool. Because on that note, I don't know that there's a large faction of people that just want to sit and listen to us bullshit for 2 hours. An hour,
not yet.
Half an hour, we can go with that.
Half an hour probably.
I could listen to some dude's bullshit for half.
We
an
could
hour.
retain some
See,
listeners.
I listen to the Rooster Teeth podcast and they're generally anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours long.
Yeah.
You
And
have,
I can fucking sit there.
you have more of an attention span than I do.
You also have a hard on for the Rooster Teeth guys.
I do. I fucking love Rooster
Fair.
Teeth and Achievement Hunter. They're fucking great.
Nickelback's on,
Awesome.
so we should make sure that stays muted.
Yes.
Well, I don't plan on.
We,
touching that out.
We've got music stations on the TV while we record these so we don't get sidetracked. And yet,
Yeah,
we still occasionally look at them sometimes.
somehow. We
Fucking-
decided to listen to the Y2K hit station, and when I say listen, I mean look at, because the TV's muted.
Yeah.
But,
Exactly.
yeah, I just looked over and saw Nickelback. And
Yeah. What was on last? Psy?
Yeah,
Gangnam
it's like
Style?
Gangnam Style is apparently a Y2K hit, because
Yeah.
he came out 13
Dude,
years
I
ago.
remember right before New Year's Eve, I was like, man, I hope the computers don't crash, and I hope Psy is still a thing in the new millennium.
Right?
You know, everybody said they never heard of any problems with the whole Y2K thing, but it actually fucked up the computers at my school at the time.
That's kind of weird.
I'm sure
Yeah.
I think there were small scale issues.
Yeah, no, nothing
But yeah, nothing.
too major,
yeah.
nothing damaging. Anyway,
What
I'm
do you have changed? One line of code?
probably if that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna jump right into the subject of topics. Fall Out Boy, who I am unashamedly obsessed with, came out with another new song. Their second single they've released since they came back not even 2 months ago from a 3-year hiatus. It's called The Phoenix. It's on their Vivo. It's fucking incredible. Watch it. Download it. By the album comes out April 15th.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I heard a little bit of that when you were playing it. Pretty good.
It's a good ass song. It's
Pretty
yeah. No, Fall Out Boys. Yeah, they've still got it. I was impressed.
I agree.
Anyway, that
Good
was my 2 cents. I'm gonna leave now.
You have a boner for Fall Out Boy like I have a boner for whatever the fuck we were talking about earlier.
Rooster Teeth.
Rooster Teeth, thank you. I'm fucking tired as shit, man.
It's fair.
I'm wiped.
For sure.
We're all high on. Well, I was gonna say we're all high on crack, but no. If we were high on crack, we'd be fucking bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, going crazy.
We are
We're
not high on crack.
Crack, and I'm gonna fall asleep. Said no one ever.
Anti-crack. Whatever that is.
Oh man.
No, so yesterday Blaine was talking to me about math problems that are paradoxes and involve circular logic and interesting shit like that, and he knows a lot more about it than I do. But I think you've got some ready off the top of your head, maybe, or are you still googling?
Now Katy Perry.
What?
Katy Perry's hot.
Katy Perry's a Y2K hit.
She's also hot.
Whatever.
Y2K hit
So-
that.
I know Chance hadn't really heard of it.
Horrible.
Maybe
I
heard
hadn't,
in
and
passing.
I feel dumb because I recognized some of them, but at the same time, like I wasn't really familiar with most of them.
Spencer, are you familiar with the Monty Hall problem?
With the what?
The Monty Hall problem?
Maybe?
You've got 3 doors.
Yes.
And behind 2 of them are goats, and one of them is a brand new car.
Yes.
You pick one, they reveal a goat.
I still don't know how that fucking works, but I understand.
That's the thing. He explained it to me last night, and it made perfect fucking sense. I was really impressed.
Explain.
That's fair. Well, I found a link to a site.
Yeah.
That had all kinds of just problems that people can't wrap their heads around. Like, just kind of math-based problems that people can't wrap their heads around.
And the Monty Hall problem.
The Monty Hall problem was the first one because it's probably the most widely
known math problem.
Well, the most widely known math problem that people don't understand or whatever. Or don't exactly understand how it works. And for those who don't know, there's 3 doors. You pick one. Behind 2 of them are goats, and behind one of them is a car. You pick one door, and they reveal one door, and behind that door is a goat. It's always going to be a goat. They're always going to reveal a goat to you. So then you have the option, right? So then you have the option, knowing that that one is a goat, to switch doors. And the idea is, or the problem is that people usually would, the average person would stick with the door that they originally picked. What? Because they think they have a 50-50 shot now. And rightly so, they do have a 50-50 shot of getting the car now that one door is eliminated. But to go even further, the correct solution is to always switch your door when you're given the option to switch doors. So, say you pick door 1, and behind door 2
is a goat.
Behind door 2 is a goat.
And you picked 2.
And you picked 1.
You picked 1.
Right. So I was just giving a rundown of
okay, yeah, solutions. Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay.
So you pick door 1, and behind door 2 and 3, you don't know what they are, but they reveal door 3, and it's a goat. And you switch, and after that, you've got a 50-50 shot of getting it, basically, because either you have the car or you don't. So let's just say, in an example, that the car is behind door 1, and you pick door 2. They reveal the goat in door 3 because you've got a goat behind your door, and they're not going to reveal that one. So they ask you if you want to switch to door 1. In that scenario, you would be correct to switch to door 1. Let's say, second scenario, you pick door 3. They reveal door 2 because behind door 2 is a goat. You should switch in that scenario as well. You should switch regardless, but if you switch in that scenario, you win the car.
Okay.
If you pick door 1 and you switch, and they reveal door 2 or 3 or whatever one,
then you fucked up because you get a goat.
Right, but
2/3 of the time,
exactly 2/3 of the time, if you switch, you're going to get a goat, or you're going to get a car, because 66% of the time it's right to switch. Whereas 50%, you've got a 50-50 shot one way.
You've got a 50-50
You've
shot.
got a 66% chance of getting it right if you switch doors.
Okay.
So, in that way, 66 is more than 50%.
It makes
and
a lot
the reason
of sense
that works.
explained.
The reason that works is because you are revealing another door that is a goat.
Right, and then
that's the reason that works.
Right, and then you're given the option to switch.
Got it.
If you weren't given the option to switch, you're just fucked pretty much. But,
yeah. Well,
obviously you're not gonna.
Even if they give you the option to switch, if they don't reveal which one's a goat, then it loses all. Okay. Exactly. That makes more sense to me now that you've explained it than when I first heard it.
See, I had heard of that before, and it never really made a whole lot of sense to me. But after he explained it to me,
that does make sense now.
There was another one that I can't remember exactly how they did it, but they basically rationalized how 0.999 repeating is equal to 1.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly how they did it, but that was a really interesting one that I'd never really understood, but the way they explained it,
Well, that's
was
because
absolutely correct.
you have 0.0 repeating 1. So 0 can repeat infinitesimally.
Right.
And then at whatever fucking point you put a 1, you may as well just have 1. Is that how they explained it? Because that's how my mind says that.
Kind of.
Well, I feel like...
Well, I mean, you have to think about it like this.
So if you said, I have 0.9 repeating of my right big toe, you have a right big toe.
They actually explained it
Yeah.
with a math problem, and I can't remember exactly how they did it, but they had like an X. It was like, I think it was like 3X equals 1 over 3X, or something like that. It was weird how they did it, but they used basic algebra actually to prove that it was correct.
Right on.
And it was just really interesting how they did that. And then there was another one about...
People are smart.
Exactly. People are way smarter than I am.
Yeah, way smarter than I am.
But there was another one where it was talking about 3 prisoners, and one of them randomly gets pardoned by the governor. They're the 3 prisoners on death row.
Yeah, he explained this one to me last night too, and this one I still just don't fucking understand.
3 prisoners on death row.
Yeah, there are 3 prisoners on death row.
I want to say I've heard this one too.
Probably, it's one of the more popular ones. They're all, I mean, fairly common. If you have ever looked into them, have ever looked into like paradoxes and problems like that. But there's 3 prisoners on death row. One of them randomly gets pardoned by the governor. Prisoner 1 says, asks the guard, because they don't know, but the guard knows. Prisoner 1 asks the guard.
The guard knows which one of them is going to get pardoned.
Yes.
Okay.
Prisoner 1 asks the guard, you don't have to tell me straight up, but you don't have to tell me if it's me straight up, but if it's prisoner 2, tell me it's prisoner 3, I think it was, and if it's prisoner 3, tell me it's prisoner 2, and then if it's me, flip a coin and tell me if it's prisoner 2 or 3, and just decide which one, because he doesn't want, he's trying to get the guard to answer him in a way that he thinks.
This is stupid. It already doesn't make sense to me.
Why
would he fucking go about it like that?
I would just be like, hey, is it me? Please tell me it's me.
Yeah. Why the fuck would you say, hey, if it's 2, tell me 3. If it's 3, tell me 2. I understand that. But then when he says, if it's me, flip a coin and tell me it's 2 or 3. That's the part that kills it for me.
Because the guard can't tell him.
Why the fuck not? He's getting pardoned.
No, it's a hypothetical question.
It's a stupid hypothetical question.
You're a stupid hypothetical question.
Yeah. I'm going to say your mom's a stupid hypothetical question, but I know your mom and she seems alright.
That's what I thought, bitch.
We were also talking about, what was it, the liar complex? Isn't that what you called it? Or the liar problem or something like that, where basically,
I know what you're talking about.
You ask the question, you say, is the next word out of your mouth going to be no? And if they say no, then they're lying, even though the next word out of their mouth was no. But if they say yes, then they're also lying. The next word out of their mouth wasn't no.
Right. That's. I think it was the liar paradox.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those.
Let's see. 3 prisoners, A, B, and C, 7 cells. Okay. If B's pardoned, give me C's name. If C is to be pardoned, give me B's name. And if I'm to be pardoned, flip a coin to decide whether to name B or C. The guardian tells A that B is to be executed. So that would mean either C or he flipped a coin.
Right.
Wait. The government has selected one of them at random to be pardoned.
Right. Mm-hmm. So one of them is getting off of death row and released from
prison. So when he said B is going to be Wait. Warren tells B is going to be executed.
Right, and C's the one getting the pardon. Right? That's how you're reading it?
This doesn't make sense.
No, this is bad.
I'm scared. This is terrifying.
If it says B is to be executed, I thought we were saying which one was going to be pardoned.
Right. He's telling him that B is going to be the one executed and not pardoned.
But
Okay,
there's two
so
that
he
are
was
being
still
executed
giving him
and not
B's
pardoned.
name. So C's
Right.
going to be pardoned.
Right.
Okay, got it. So C's going to be pardoned. Or him.
Or him, yeah.
Prisoner A is pleased because he believes that his probability of surviving has gone up from 1/3 to 1/2, as it is now between him and C. Prisoner A secretly tells C the news, who is also pleased, because he reasons that A still has a chance of 1/3 to be pardoned 1, but his chance has gone up to 2/3.
I just don't understand it.
Answers that prisoner A didn't get information about prisoner A prior to hearing from the warden. Estimates chance B and C. As the warden says B will be executed, it's either because C will be pardoned or A will be pardoned. And the B/C coin the warden flipped came up B. 1/2 chance. For a total of 1/6 chance B was named because A will be pardoned. Hence, after hearing that B will be executed, the estimate of A's chance of being pardoned is half that of C. This means his chances of being pardoned, now knowing B isn't, again, are 1/3, but C has a 2/3 chance of being pardoned. I understand how they're doing the math now that I'm actually looking at it.
Right.
Who the fuck came up with this problem? I don't like problems. I'm not good at math, so I don't like this kind of stuff.
Fair enough.
I find it entertaining.
It is interesting.
But
Right.
I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because
Okay,
it
hold
makes my brain hurt.
That's fair. Alright, let's move on from that one to the birthday problem, because the birthday problem is really cool.
Right.
Okay, so it's multiplying 1/2 by 1/3, which makes 1/6.
Right.
Okay, got it. Okay, I guess
Okay.
that doesn't make any sense.
Sort of.
Alright. You remember the birthday problem, Chance?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I know you told me about it, but I don't remember it.
Alright. Assume that there's 23 people in an office.
Oh yeah, now I remember it.
Okay. I figured you would. Alright. The question is, what is the probability that any two people in an office of 23 people will share a birthday? And the answer is a lot different than you would think. The answer is actually about 50% that that two people out of 23 will share a birthday.
I was going to assume it'd be higher than that, just because all these are ridiculous.
But basically, how it works is that you take one person has one birthday out of 365,
Right.
assuming no leap years, because
Okay.
leap year throws a whole other part into it because it's only one every 4 years.
Right.
Anyway, so you assume person A has a birthday 1 out of 365. Person B has a birthday 1 out of 364. And you multiply those together, and the probability that any two people in the world share a birthday is 99%. If you just take two. But if you take any 2 out of 23, out of a set of 23 given people, it's 50%, because if you multiply, I think it's if you add, maybe. Whatever. Wait, hang on. I've got it pulled up here. Yeah, if you multiply them together, you've got you come up with a 50% chance. It's like a 49.3% chance that any two people won't share a birthday because of just the probability of it all. And it's super crazy that it happens that way. I mean,
It says probability reaches 100% when the number of people reaches 367. obviously, because at least 2 people will have to share a birthday.
Right.
But 99% probability is reached with just 57 people.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Probability is bizarre.
It is bizarre.
Probability is something that I never really could
That's
figure out.
NPR, right? That's how you...
I think so.
The formula for probability. And then NCR was the... something else. I don't fucking know.
Sounds right. Anyway, it's just...
Shit's interesting.
An interesting kind of...
Yeah.
Speaking of paradoxes...
Anyway, yeah.
I don't know if I've talked to you guys about this, but I'm reasonably certain we haven't discussed it on the podcast. I read, and it's been a while back, I couldn't even tell you my source, but I remember the source was reasonably credible, otherwise I wouldn't have given much thought to it. But apparently some university has basically built like a stasis chamber where for like just a few like particles, like molecules, it freezes time inside this chamber.
What?
Yeah, no, and it was explained really thoroughly, so I didn't understand it, but that's what I got out of it, and I thought it was really fucking neat.
So would it be like kind of a cryogenic freezing kind of deal?
I guess something like that. I'm really not sure because I don't know if the particles themselves were just I don't know, immobile.
Right.
I don't know what the word would be. Just frozen in time. I don't know if it's them, the particles themselves are incapable of doing things,
right.
or if it's just like in the space around them within this chamber, their time is not moving forward.
Huh.
I really don't understand all I know about it because there was a lot of really
right.
technical shit to it, and because
right.
I'm not a fucking physicist, I didn't understand most of it.
Obviously. What was it? I read, maybe it was within the last year or so probably, that they found Spencer might know a little bit more about this, that they found a woolly mammoth that was completely frozen and fairly well preserved.
Right on.
And I think they actually ate some of it, if I remember correctly. Like, it was just like a little freezer burnt, basically, is what they said. Like, it would be the equivalent.
Where did they find
burnt.
it?
I don't remember exactly. I just remember them finding a really well-preserved woolly mammoth. Did you hear about this?
Years ago, yeah.
Was that years ago?
Yeah.
It seemed like it wasn't that long ago to me. But that just reminded me of the woolly mammoth thing and how they found one that was really well-preserved and they, cut some of the meat off and ate it and cooked it up.
Hi, Clementines. Yeah.
There's a cranky-ass cat in here.
Yeah.
No, she's gone.
Anyway.
Is it Cornell University?
I don't remember.
It suggests that gravity can cause time to slow down. Now scientists demonstrated a way to stop time altogether, or at least to give the appearance of time stopping by bending light to create a hole in time.
That may have been it.
Now Cornell University students have used a similar concept to create a hole in time, albeit a very short one. The effect lasts around 40 trillionths of a second.
Huh.
This was in 2012, so I don't know.
It may have been that long ago. We're not that far into 2013.
No, that's true.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So essentially they're just bending light. How do you bend light?
I don't know. Science.
Man,
you can probably find it on a TED Talk somewhere.
Whatever the fuck they're doing with all their fancy gadgets, I just hope they don't undo the fabric of time and destroy everything.
Create a temporal pair of socks.
And create a temporal pair of socks, yes. If you haven't seen, Bravest Warriors? Watch it. It's freaking funny.
It was good.
Very good.
Also, another funny thing on the internet, because there really isn't much. There's a video that Blaine showed me called Wonton Soup. Just YouTube Wonton Soup. It's the one that looks like a shitty rap video. It's a shitty rap video, and it's
fucking hilarious.
If there's an official Lil B version, don't watch that one because please don't give him any publicity.
Yeah, no. See if you can find one.
What is this Lil B?
His name is Lil B, and he's
stand
pretty
for
popular. Probably, he's pretty popular on the internet for being just terrible and creating. I don't know if Spencer, you've seen it. I don't think Chance has seen it, but he has a phrase that he repeats in a lot of his rap videos. Based God.
That's
and
what he
it came
says?
from him. Yeah.
Based God?
Yeah. That's what he calls himself. I'm pretty sure.
Based
sometime.
like based? Like you based a turkey? Like you
B-A-
based the bitches?
No, like BASED.
Oh.
Based God.
Was that?
Like something is based.
Like base 2? Like, is he 1?
Okay.
Based God?
No,
Base
like,
10, sorry, base 10.
No, like based,
Base 1s
like
and 0s?
based on a true story. Like that kind of,
Right,
not like that
I was
kind of.
making a bad programming joke.
Yeah, no, he well, to give the internet an example of his almost magical lyrical prowess, one of my favorite lines from the song we're talking about, Wonton Soup, he says, "Bitches suck my dick because I look like J.K. Rowling," and it just really doesn't get more clever than that.
It doesn't. It actually really doesn't.
That sounds really bad.
No, it's worse than that. Actually,
It's awful.
Fuck,
It is.
man.
It is.
But it is hilarious.
It is.
I recommend a watch just to laugh at how ridiculous it is, and also look up the lyrics.
Oh yeah,
Because
no, that
they're
makes
just
it
even
even
better.
better. Yeah, no, he is.
Like you can catch so much more when you're actually looking at the lyrics because you can't understand a fucking thing this guy's saying.
No, because he speaks in fragmented fragments. There's not a complete sentences in his entire rap. There's scarcely a complete thought outside of "bitches suck my dick because I look like J.K. Rowling."
Just bitches sucking his dick. Like
Yeah, that's a complete sentence.
I think at one point he just starts rambling on about the bitches who suck his dick.
Yeah, he does like a.
I
like
do that sometimes, but no one ever listens to me.
Exactly.
You ramble about
Who
the
was
bitches
it?
sucking my dick.
Who was it that did?
Also, they're imaginary.
Mambo number 5. Just listing
Vega?
off girl. Yeah, Lou Vega. He's just
Yeah.
starts listing off names of chicks that he's fucked.
Yeah.
That's fucking classy.
That is
Right?
all American. You guys remember Shaggy?
I do.
It wasn't me. That guy, he was something else.
It wasn't me. Yeah.
Da-da-da.
Thought you were talking about Shaggy 2 Dope of the Insane Clown Posse. I'm like, yeah, I know who that is.
I don't. No,
And
I don't
Violent
either.
J.
never heard of Shaggy 2 Dope. But it wasn't an insane
Magnets.
Clown Posse.
How did they work?
Okay, that's what I was
Spencer,
getting
are
ready to
you
say.
down with the clown?
Fucking miracles.
I saw a fucking Juggalo today. He had a Hatchet Man bracelet on and a big ICP t-shirt.
Dude.
They're really not that uncommon around here.
Okay,
He was in his fucking 40s or some shit, like balding, and I'm
It
like,
makes me sad.
I used to live well, I hung out with kids in my neighborhood when I was younger, and one of my friend David's older brother, Corey, drove this big ass like dually truck with like big stacks, and it was bright yellow and purple, and it had ICP shit all over it, like a little hatchet dude, all like just huge across his back window, and he was the most ridiculous. He grew pot in his closet, and I was afraid to go in their house because of it. His name wasn't actually Corey, by the way. It was not his actual name. I made up a name for his safety.
yeah.
Whatever that means.
I don't know. In 8th grade, I first found out about Insane Clown Posse. And because they cursed a lot,
Yeah.
I was like, hey, this is pretty funny.
And
Really
then you
not
grew up
that funny.
like 6 months later.
Yeah,
You were like,
it's not.
this is really dumb.
They swear a lot, and in some situations, swearing is funny. But
like when
at,
you're Lewis
at,
Black.
at a certain point, you need to be clever about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. No,
And that's the issue.
like, fuck can be used as any part of speech, but you don't want to have an entire sentence just filled with fuck. Like, you need to have
Fuck the fucking fuckers.
buffalo, 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 buffalo.
Exactly.
That's a proper
Buffalo,
sentence.
buffalo, 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 buffalo.
I think you could pretty much add as many buffaloes as you want.
It's
Actually.
still a proper sentence in the English language, and that's
I'm
funny
pretty
to me.
sure.
You can add as many as you want.
I'm pretty
I think
sure.
it's
Because I know buffalo, 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 buffalo.
Right.
As in, buffalo, 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 the buffalo, the buffalo, buffalo, buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like buffalo, 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 buffalo?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, just to clarify.
Add some semicolons in there. You can do some more.
Yeah.
Make it even more proper, I guess. Even more proper. Exactly.
It's more properful.
It is. It's more properful.
That hurt.
It's much more properful.
That hurt my feels, saying the word properful.
Good.
Yeah, what is it? Is it buffalo, 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 the buffalo, that buffalo, buffalo, buffalo? That's how that works, right?
Type buffalo
so,
into
yeah.
Google a few times and see what Google
Exactly.
says.
Yeah.
And then we can
Google,
also do some
Google
Google things like we do. Do that Google thing.
Google will tell you, I'm sure. Also, Wikipedia explains.
I want to say it's like 7 or 8 buffaloes.
I think it's 8. Pretty sure it's 8.
I was thinking it was
Buffalo, 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 buffalo. How many was that?
It looks like
8.
9.
Looks like it's 8.
8. Okay.
It's really entertaining.
Yep. Grammatically valid sentence.
That's upsetting.
What?
I don't know. The English language is kind of fucked anyway.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
the hardest language there
I
is
was
to
gonna
learn as
add
a
an
second
addendum
language.
to it, but I think just
Like there's rules in the English language, like I before E except after C, and in like
Except for the
30
second
other
rule.
words.
Yeah.
Like weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that's a rule because it's not a rule at all.
People say English is one of the hardest languages to learn. And I think, yeah, probably because we've got so many rules that don't
We've
mean
got
anything.
rules, and beyond that, like there's different regional shit for nearly every like city border you cross.
Well, it's the exact same with every other country too, but
Yeah.
I don't think it varies quite as much. And the basic rules of fucking sentence structure are still kind of there.
Yeah.
In other languages or in English? I'm confused.
In other languages.
Okay.
No, fuck. You fucking go. I don't know. You talk to half the people here, sentence structure means fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Well, and the English language is
Your cat on crack?
really
Maybe.
is really unique in that way, and I really like. You can pretty much mold the English language to however you want to use it, as
Yeah.
long as you're
Yeah.
speaking. As long as you're speaking, so another person understands what you're saying.
Yeah.
You can end a sentence in a preposition. It's not really grammatically incorrect. It's not really either.
Yeah.
I've looked it up. It's not.
That's fair.
So anybody who gets anal about that shit,
I don't
get
know.
over it.
I'm anal about certain things, but it's usually not necessarily spoken. It's written that it gets to me. Like when
That's
people
fair.
don't capitalize names or end their sentences with periods, like that drives me batshit crazy.
See,
Or
that,
use the wrong your
Unless-
or
well,
there.
using too many run-on sentences. You start to get into the I can't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But apart from that, like even the written language, like poetry.
Yeah.
Poetry breaks so many rules.
And then beyond that, poetry breaks its own rules.
Exactly.
Like there's rules of poetry, and then there's types of poetry specifically designed to break them.
Exactly. And that is another reason that I really don't buy into the written language even being so. I mean,
Well,
if you get into certain, again, this is more getting into the territory of I can't understand what you're saying, but if you use the wrong form of there in the right sentence, you're gonna confuse somebody. And the same thing with any other word, any other homophones. Like you're gonna get into the realm of confusing people if you use them in the right sentence. But I would say at least 80 to 90% of the time, you're gonna know that you're not talking about they are. You're talking about their.
Yeah.
Or you're talking about their thing.
yeah,
Or
no,
whatever,
that's fair.
you know, like-
But poetic license aside, like And it's not even like, okay, I used to use MSN Messenger a lot. That was a thing for a while when I was in junior high and high school.
Sure.
And I wasn't always necessarily like capitalize every sentence and with a period. I would use some of your LOLs and your BRBs and that type of nonsense. But like if I'm gonna post like a Facebook status, for example, which I don't do very often, that's me publishing shit.
Yeah.
Like that's publication. That deserves proofreading, editing. It needs to be. And I mean, poetic license aside, obviously, like
I was gonna say, like
if I'm posting like a verse to a song or something like that, that's one thing. But if I'm posting like a sentence, like if I'm like, oh my god, I had chicken for dinner because I'm a 40-year-old woman and that's what I post on Facebook, then I'm gonna capitalize and punctuate it properly, spell everything right.
Well, and I think
when I'm messaging, I don't.
Something like that is different, but I think that people generally have an ebb and flow of how they talk and how they write. And everybody has their own style of writing and their own style of speaking. And, you know, you generally speak as you write. You don't go completely out of character 90% of the time.
That's true. That's very true.
The Valley Girls don't clean up their texting. You know, it doesn't happen.
Ebonics still exist, both in spoken word. Listening to Ebonics is one thing. Like I can sometimes sort of make out what the fuck they're saying
when you're fucking reading it.
But it's like
it's
worse than Valley Girl.
Like fixing to is like FINNA. I'm finna do that.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck does that even mean?
That.
That's it's upsetting.
It's baffling.
No, that's very true. But again, like the average person has their own style of writing. Like
and with that said, like if you're communicating, your odds are you're communicating with someone who's gonna know what you're saying.
Exactly.
Like and if
like nobody's gonna know, nobody that you know right now will probably text you Ebonics.
Yeah,
so
no,
you're not
exactly.
Have to understand how to read it. But if you did get texted Ebonics on a regular basis, you would probably understand how to read it.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Like if Spencer texted me tomorrow and said he was finna come over here, I would text him back and be like, "You come over here and I'm punching you in the face," like just because you typed that.
Yeah.
But and call me racist or whatever you want, but that's not usually the company I keep. Not that all people of any specific race can talk or type properly,
right?
But
see, my big thing with understanding what people are fucking saying is commas. If you put a comma in the wrong fucking place in a sentence,
it changes the entire meaning of the sentence.
Or you don't put in a comma in a certain part of the sentence, it changes
this is why I believe in the Oxford comma.
Yeah.
This is exactly why I believe in the Oxford comma.
No, see, I didn't learn it that way, and I understand. In certain situations, yes, an Oxford comma would be better. In some situations, though, it doesn't matter either way. I guess a good rule of thumb would be to use the Oxford comma all the time, so you aren't wrong. Actually, no. There are actually some times in which the Oxford comma would be wrong. I looked it up one day, and apparently you have to understand when to use which one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your sentences will come out wonky.
I used to have a real bad problem with comma splices. That was like the only issue I ever had with papers in school. Was teachers would be like, "I'm taking off a point because you used too many commas."
Yeah, I do that actually. I put in too many commas sometimes because I don't want to. I don't want to be misunderstood.
The problem I have is because I was in debate for so long. Like, there's a particular when I'm writing something, I imagine that I'm speaking it like I'm giving a speech. And with that said, I add a comma where I would have a space,
where
I would take
a
breath, where I would pause. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't understand. People don't get is that when you sit there and you're typing out a sentence and you use a comma here, but you don't use a comma here. Like, you would normally take a breath there.
Yeah.
You wouldn't just use a run-on sentence, basically.
The thing of it is, like, speaking and writing, I guess technically have different rules. Like, where that comma is,
sure.
where I would take a breath or whatever while I was speaking, doesn't necessarily make it grammatically.
Is that what you guys learned? Commas or breaths?
No, not at all.
Okay, yeah, I
no, that's just what I tend to do.
But even reading, I still like when I'm reading, I still take a pause whenever I still take a mental pause whenever I read a comma.
Right.
Whenever there's a comma somewhere, I take a mental pause and I say, okay, we're moving on to a different part of the sentence.
Like you were reading it out loud.
Exactly. Or like somebody was saying it out loud. Like whenever I'm reading, I generally kind of get into things like that.
Yeah.
Especially when somebody's talking. Like
a narrator or dialogue or something like that.
Yeah, and also commas can be used to put emphasis on something. Like, to add, I guess not emphasis, but to add something on to
yeah.
But if you don't have that comma there, it's just extraneous information, and it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I was walking Clifford the Big Red Dog. Like, that's a terrible example, but...
It is,
yeah,
but I understand.
You understand what I'm saying.
I understand exactly.
But you should put a comma there.
Where?
I was walking Clifford the Big Red Dog, as opposed to
because you're modifying what Clifford is.
Okay. I thought that was a whole proper noun. Clifford the Big Red Dog.
See, yeah,
exactly.
when you said it, I just imagined a comma there.
Right, exactly.
Because that is, like, descriptive of Clifford. But,
exactly.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even think of it that way. I thought Clifford the Big Red Dog is one proper noun.
That's fair, but, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just one of those things. Like, it's a terrible. Dog. It was a terrible example. I admit it, but it's just
yeah,
things
I
like
understand
that.
what you're saying. Yeah.
It's something.
I was
like
walking
that.
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
I was walking Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yeah.
I think we're pushing like 40 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think we're pushing 40, but I think we are over 30 now.
Probably.
Okay, hey, we're pushing 40. Holy fuck, sir.
Fair enough.
All right, quick. What should we type into Google and say shit?
Why does the... Have we done that one
I think
before?
we've done that one. What happens when?
Okay.
Okay.
What happens?
Type in
what happens.
what? So, what is the fiscal cliff? What temperature is absolute zero? It's...
Oh my god.
Yeah. What temperature is absolute zero? Well...
Is that negative 273 Celsius?
I believe so, yes. I was thinking more 0 degrees Kelvin.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck
I was just trying to remember my chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
didn't know 0 degrees Kelvin, but I want to say
it's 270 something.
I'm pretty sure it's 273.
What is the Harlem Shake?
It's this.
Yeah.
Good thing there's no video.
What happens? What happens when cancer metastasizes?
Oh, heavens.
Yeah. What happened on my birthday? Fair enough. What happens in Vegas?
You don't want to know.
Exactly.
Speaking of Vegas,
what?
Is your dad back yet?
Yeah, he got back Monday.
Right on.
What happens when you die? What happens when you block someone on Twitter? What happens when we die? People want to know what happens when you die.
It depends on which god they have.
What happens when I reset my phone? What happens when I die? What happens when I block someone on Twitter? Why are these people blocking people so much?
Twitter?
They're blocking people and they want to know what happens when they die.
I want to block these people on Twitter before I die.
Exactly.
So
what happens when you die? Am I allowed to block people from Twitter in heaven?
Is there a Twitter in heaven? Is it called something different?
So
it's
apparently,
called flutter because wings flutter. I don't know.
Anyway,
apparently, negative 273 degrees Celsius is 0.15 degrees Kelvin.
Really?
Yes.
So what is 0 degrees Kelvin?
Negative 273.15 degrees Celsius. Because Celsius to Kelvin is just minus 273.
That's all that is?
Apparently.
Okay.
0.15, I guess.
Interesting.
Oh, is that actually? Do you actually look it up?
Yeah,
that's what it says.
It's on
okay.
Google, right here.
I thought you were just saying that. I'm like, okay, I guess you can go to that.
Yeah.
Huh. Negative 273.15 degrees Kelvin.
That's not how I learned
degrees
it,
Celsius.
I'm sure we were just rounding up because it's easier.
Right. You know where I would hate to be?
No.
Anywhere where it was that cold.
Well, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You would not exist at
You would
that
either
point.
be dead or you would be...
I'd be really, really dead.
Well, you would either be dead or you would be suspended in...
No.
Suspended in animation.
No, at 0 degrees Kelvin, at absolute zero, matter breaks down. You would cease to exist.
Is that what black
Theoretically.
holes do?
I thought they were theorizing... Well, I know all movement stops in atoms and molecules. I guess molecules.
Yeah, in atoms, in everything.
Right.
That shit cray.
That shit cray, Chance. That shit cray.
Anyway.
I know they've gotten really close to 0 degrees Kelvin. Exactly.
Oh yeah, they've gotten very close. Like, disturbingly close. Like, I don't want them to get any closer ever.
So I don't want to be that guy, but it's like 1 in the morning.
That's fair.
Is it 1 in the morning? It is fucking... Yeah, it is exactly 1 in the morning according to my clock.
Fair enough.
Okay. Well,
I guess
thanks
it's
for...
time to wrap this up.
Yeah, we've
Come on.
had a decent one. It's not been terrible.
It hasn't been 2 hours and
We've gotten some
a little
interesting
longer than 30
topics.
minutes, yeah.
Not much dead air.
Thank you, Internet, for listening. Two of you who might listen to this at some point.
Hey,
Hold on, I'm going to do one thing real quick. I'm going to check our YouTube stats. Because...
the cheerleader effect now has 3 views.
Yeah, I think this will be the 5th podcast we put up.
Yeah.
Really?
I think last time I
I think
checked,
so.
our last podcast had 4.
Look at my
views,
channel.
Maybe 5.
Was it? I thought it was... Holy shit, 6. 6
Oh,
views.
shit.
I thought... Last time I looked, it was at 1.
I may or may not have been 2 of those.
Okay, fair enough.
But I wasn't any of them.
I was one of them, I think.
I had to listen to my intro song.
Our Kickle Cubicle Let's Play has 7.
Yeah.
Our first one.
Good. You need to put some more of those up because they're awesome.
Our first podcast is now up to 30 views.
Hot damn.
Hot dang, son. Last time I checked, it was like 28 or 29, so it's not a huge jump, but
We're famous.
still not bad. Still not
I
bad.
need to look at the tags that I put on those and put more tags.
You think more people will listen to our shit now that we're like, maybe try to cut it down a little bit?
Maybe?
Hopefully.
Maybe we'll get better viewer retention
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, I definitely need to
I
check
imagine most
retention
of
later.
those views drop off like within 15 minutes.
I would not doubt it.
Pretty sure they do.
Anyways, Internet, thanks again for stopping by.
Exactly.
If you do, in fact, stop by.
And if you're still listening, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Tell a friend.
We
I-
appreciate you.
I feel like, despite how tired we all seem, we were still pretty on.
Yeah, no, I think
we had some good topics.
We
We
did.
talked.
I'm impressed
About some
by
stuff.
us.
did some things.
I feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about, but I don't know what the fuck it was.
We haven't talked about
new
Jix
Halo
yet.
4 map came out. Forge Islands. Fucking pretty
There you
sweet.
go. Terraria just came out on on Xbox Live. It's getting ready to come out on PSN.
Yeah.
So
According
Pick
to
that
everybody I work with, BioShock Infinite is fucking life changing.
that's what I hear.
I want to play it so much because I love BioShock. I played like halfway through BioShock 2. Fucking loved
Yeah.
it. I want to play BioShock Infinite.
I
so
saw a
much.
picture today.
Want
This
to
will
play
be
new
relevant
Tomb Raider
to both of your
too.
interests. I really want to play Tomb Raider.
Right?
I need to get a copy of Tomb Raider so we can play.
Looks so fucking good.
At least one of us and the other we can borrow it or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, real quick, I saw a picture today of a screenshot of BioShock Infinite,
Yeah.
and it was the main chick. I don't remember her name, but she's holding these books that say quantum mechanics, I think. And there was somebody put it up on Reddit, and the caption was, "A 19-year-old girl, the middle of something, holding quantum mechanics books. Those books are way above her reading level. She's about to start some shit."
Men in Black reference for the win.
It was awesome. I watched that video twice.
That's funny.
One more thing I'm gonna throw out there because I'm this guy. The new episode of Doctor Who, the premiere for 2013 is tomorrow, and I have a raging hard on.
Fair enough.
So
Fair enough. If it makes you feel any better when My Little Pony comes out with their Well, did I tell you? Did I explain this? They're doing like a little thing where they go through some sort of time warp thing or some dimensional shift, and they become humans.
Okay, so leave
I
a
can't see
comment
that
and
getting
tell
weird.
us which is more respectable, Doctor Who or My Little Pony.
You didn't say
Thanks,
whatever you want, man.
Internet.
I don't talk shit about your Doctor Who.
You did.
I do jokingly.
You did.
I do jokingly. You actually have disdain for My Little Pony, though. So
Well, it depends. I have nothing against My Little Pony, but I don't know. It seems like it's more geared to 12-year-old girls than
No.
grown men with facial hair.
no, I think it's the exact opposite. But
Hey, to each their own.
exactly, to each their own.
I may not like it, but
Running a TV show is knowing your viewership.
I blame it on him. He made me watch an episode.
I did not make you watch an episode. That's bullshit.
well,
You
I
were full of
You
I
lies.
may
said,
not agree
"Here, we're
with
gonna
what
watch
you watch,
this," and we
but I will
watched it.
defend to
Didn't
the death
say
your right
shit
to watch
like
it.
that.
You didn't say shit. You just started it up.
That's
Thanks
And thus
again,
began my
Internet.
indoctrination.
We're gonna
Yeah.
get in a fight now.
Yeah, we're gonna duke it out.
Anyway,
Fist
you
fight.
can find us on
Oh.
Facebook. Give us a like.
New
You
G.I.
can-
Joe came out. I think today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was that today?
Was that the one with Bruce Willis
yeah,
and
I
The
just
Rock?
heard about it all of a sudden
Oh, yeah.
earlier today.
Yeah,
I was like, all right.
I'd almost want to watch that just because I've never seen Bruce Willis in a bad movie. Even The Fifth Element was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks, Internet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
Thanks.
us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Also,
Plus
Google
one us
Plus.
on Google Plus. Yeah.
If we get 200 views on this podcast, we'll put up a picture of Spencer's dick. And if we don't, we'll put up a picture of my dick. So,
Neither
you
of
choose.
those things are going to happen.
You choose, Internet. You
Dude,
choose.
hey, tell you what, if we get 200, I don't know that I want to put it out there. Should I put it out there?
If we get 200
If we
views,
get
you
200
should put it out
views?
there.
If we get 200 views, legit views, What?
That's not really
would
incentive.
you guys be willing to put up pictures of your dick?
No.
Should we all put up pictures of our dicks?
No.
That's not really an incentive. If we get 200 views on this video, we'll do something way cooler than put up a picture of Spencer's dick.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't get much cooler than a picture of my dick, son.
I can only think of like 3 or 4 billion things that I'd rather do than look at your cock at any given moment.
Well, that's you. We've got tons of sexy women as our viewers.
Oh,
don't.
fuck yeah. And
We
I drive
don't.
a Lamborghini.
Fuck. This ending is going on longer than
All
our
right.
fucking
I'm
podcast
going
is.
to unplug the mic and No, I'm just kidding. Good night, Internet.
Yeah.
Good morning, whatever
Like,
time it is. See you
feel
later.
free to like us, subscribe to our channel, favorite.
Make us a
Video.
hashtag. Make us a
I think
trending
this
topic.
might be one of our more interesting podcasts.
I agree,
Like,
actually.
Well, I mean, it's
It's
interesting.
been more concise.
and yes, very concise.
We don't
Exactly.
We haven't rambled for 2
ramble.
fucking hours.
Yeah. Okay,
Anyways,
except for
we
this
are
ending.
rambling though.
Good night. See you
All
later.
right, bye.